We are out here on the bike. We are right by American Dream Mall. We're actually on the bike because we're gonna hit up the store real quick. I gotta go to Motorcycle Mall because I gotta get primary fluid and transmission oil for this 2020 Road Glide. It's a beautiful afternoon to take out the bike. It's high of 50 degrees right now. It's not too bad. I do have the heated gear on, the heated gloves, making sure they're working. This is the first time I pulled them out this season. They're working fine. The heated jacket's working fine. And I can ride all day as long as I got the heated stuff on. But we're going to head out to Motorcycle Mall. I am picking up some transmission and primary fluid for the bike. If you haven't seen it, a few videos ago we did the Total West Patterson and Little Falls parade. It's a fire department parade, first responder parade. All the fire trucks are out. It's an awesome parade, and it's always a fun time to go out there, support them. And we were in the parade, so the reason why I'm going to go pick this stuff up is because the bike was running very hot, and the enemy of this bike is heat. And at a certain temperature, oil breaks down, especially when you're idling for almost 2 hours, on and off the throttle, you know, slow speeds. You know, it just, a lot of problems can happen when you don't actually take care of the fluids in the bike. So after that parade, I decided, you know what, I have to change all three oils on this bike: the engine oil, the primary, and the transmission. So it's a quick job, but I don't have the primary and the transmission fluid. I was recommended by someone to try to use a Redline, and my local Cycle Gear doesn't have it, so I'm going to go to Motorcycle Mall. Motorcycle Mall is a place down in Belleville, New Jersey. They sell all types of vehicles, motorcycles, quads, jet skis, all that stuff. They do have a parts department, and they have a big service area. So actually, I was there a couple months ago when 650 Eve came, so if you want to check that video out, him and Cycle Fanatics and Moto Mac were there doing a meet and greet. Got to meet those guys. Awesome time. I do have regular oil at home already. I usually do buy like the Mobile One V-Twin. It's like 20W50. I have a bunch at home. When I change the oil, especially when you ride it hard and you're riding in a parade or you're riding long distance, you know, it's hard sometimes to just get up to get lowered cycle to do all the maintenance. You can basically change your own oil on these bikes. It's not that hard. There are plenty of videos out there. We're not going to do that today. I'm not going to show you step by step. You can find a better video that would probably give you a little bit more information on that. But you know, the only thing I can say is that when you do ride hard, you do ride long distance, maybe 1,000 miles, even 500 miles in a weekend or a day or whatever, if you can, change that oil. With these V-Twins, they run hot. I mean, we are in winter right now. It is 50 degrees here in northeast New Jersey, but oil breaks down at a certain temperature. I think it's around 275, 280 last time I looked. That could be any conventional oil. So it breaks down. You want to protect the components on the inside of your engine. So when you ride it, when you do like a parade like that or big long trips, just might as well just change it. So that's why I always keep oil at the house, so I can change it and not have to worry about going out and buying some, or you know, I always keep a quart in my bag just in case anything. So, but I don't keep primary and transmission oil on me, so I'm gonna try that, the Redline stuff. I don't know if it'll make a difference, to tell you the truth. When I do go to get lowered, they do use Bel-Ray, the semi-synthetic oil, and they have their own primary and transmission oil. I mean, it feels fine. I don't know if you'll feel any other difference, but we'll see. Yeah, so we'll see if it does make a difference. But we want to change this oil. You know, I am doing two things. I'm warming up the bike right now, getting the operating temperature, take it out for a spin. If they don't have the Redline stuff, what I'm actually going to do is just go to Harley, which I don't like to do. The Harley by me, they just left a bad taste in my mouth with the bike, so I don't like going there. I'd rather just buy it from someone else. But if they don't have it here, we're gonna have to go to Harley and grab their version of the transmission and primary fluid, which isn't bad. I mean, they make their own, and I'm pretty sure they make it specifically for these bikes. I'm not upset about the product, I'm just upset about the place I have to go and get it. So, but hopefully they have it here at Motorcycle Mall. If they do, great. If they don't, we're going to Harley. This place is not too far from the house, about a 15-minute ride, not too bad. The last time I was here, Cycle Fanatics had his Busa here. I got to try the Aprilia 6, you know, and going back to see if they have this oil. Usually I would get the oil from Cycle Gear, and Cycle Gear usually has it, but for some reason it's not in stock right by us. It's all the way in Edison. I don't want to go to Edison. Edison's about a 30-40 minute drive, so here we are. All right, let me just put this in my bag here, plug. And take the helmet. Alright, so I'm leaving the Motorcycle Mall. A beautiful dealership. Have everything from Yamaha to Suzuki to Honda, Ducati, KTM, Indian. They got everything here. I plug in my heated gear here. But I did get to pick up this Bel-Ray transmission oil and the primary. They didn't have Redline here, so you know what? I know Mike from Get Lowered uses this stuff, the Bel-Ray stuff, so I can't see why not. It's not a good thing. So I'll put that back in the bike and we're off. We're gonna go home, we're gonna get this oil changed, and the bike will be brand new. Like I said, I didn't need oil. Like I said, I have Mobil 1 fully synthetic. I think about in 3,000 miles I gotta go to Mike anyways for Get Lowered to get a full service anyway, so it'll be a nice temporary thing, because you know what, at the end of the day this engine ran hard in that parade. You know, we were only going 5 miles an hour, but I did feel a lot of heat coming off this bike, and when I feel a lot of heat coming off this bike, I don't necessarily like that. I don't necessarily want to feel that, because you know, heat is the enemy on these bikes, especially V-twins. But nice dealership. I did see a Yamaha XSR 900, which I am in love with. That's probably the only bike I would probably trade in the Honda for. You know, I don't ride the Honda a lot anymore. I love the Honda. I love how it makes its power. You know, it moves, but I like to be comfortable. And that XSR 900 is more upright like this Harley, and has just as much power, as actually more power than my Honda. I would definitely get that. But right now, it's not in the budget, you know? If I was a mega superstar on YouTube, maybe, but nah, just joking. I would definitely want to get one of those one day. Looks like a fun bike. And I want something more upright, you know? Something that I carve up the twisties and be comfortable, you know? And those bikes are perfect for that. But it is nice to be nice and comfortable, upright. This bike moves too. The Harley moves. It just makes power a different way. It's down low. You get all that torque. It's hard to keep the power down. You'll be spinning the wheel. But with these new Metzlers I have on here, man, I feel a lot more grippier, to be honest with you. You know, I did run stock Harley tires to the ground, so it felt a lot different. Felt a little more confidence inspiring when I do put the power down on this with these tires. I'm not going to run them down like I ran down the Harley ones. Yeah, man, it's beautiful that I get to ride in 50-degree weather like this, because I mean, I have all the heated gear. I feel fine right now. It's beautiful. I mean, these Kimimoto lowers down here, they're blocking the wind off my legs. I feel it just right above the thigh, because you know, you have to get some sort of wind to the engine. I actually had these on when I was in the parade. Maybe that was a mistake, but the bike was fine. You know, I did feel a little heat. I did get a little concerned, but it was a lot of stop and go in the beginning. There was one stretch that, yeah, it felt nice. Right before that one stretch, I had the engine shut off because we were just sitting there idling for almost 10 minutes. Parade's abused this bike, so I want to change the oil. Like I said, if You know, I do have the oil cooler on here, the Harley one, and it was working. I actually didn't hear it turn on or anything like that, but I'll teach you guys a cool trick when we get back home that I learned, that to see if it is on and it is working. It felt hotter than normal, but I never felt it that hot in a while like that, so I just rather be safe than sorry. Let's just change all the fluids, let's get it done, and you know, it's only going to take me 20 minutes. Good old traffic in New Jersey. This place has always traffic. No matter where you go in New Jersey, you're going to hit traffic. We're about to head home, about to change this oil. It does run a lot better in the cold weather. It really does. It likes the cold weather, obviously. Keeps the temperature down, keeps the heat down. Heat is the enemy for V-twins. For any motorcycle, to tell you the truth. Any internal combustion engine, heat is the enemy. When it runs really hot like that for almost an hour or two, it's getting hotter than normal, I just go ahead and change the oil. Even long days, and when we go out riding with the fellas, you know, it's a hot day, you're running the engine hard, so there's no harm in changing the oil. It only takes 20 minutes, so why not? You gotta love New Jersey drivers. This lady's up my ass. Hey, can you smell what I just had for lunch? Fucking lady, bro. Always in a rush to go home and watch fucking TV. That's what everyone's in a rush for. They want to go home and relax. I want to go home and relax. You don't give a shit about other drivers. You don't even give a shit about other people. Some people say we drive like assholes. No. That lady in the Nissan Sentra is driving like an asshole. Up everyone's ass, trying to get around everyone. She's making a basket, weaving in and out of traffic. It's frustrating. But alright guys, so I just made it home. We're about to do this oil change. Like I said, if you really want to see someone do their oil change and give you step by step, there's so many other good channels out there to follow. Really see how they do it. I basically learned from them. I'm going to start to throw the oil pan under there, start wrenching on this thing. Yeah, so if you're out on those long days and you're basically abusing your engine, not abusing it, but more along the lines of working it hard, doing thousands of miles, or a simple parade like I did, change that oil. Change all the fluids on this bike, especially for these V-twin air-cooled. And your components inside of the engine will thank you. But first thing, I wanted to show you, I wanted to see if my fan was working on the bike. It is working, but I'll show you how to test it real quick. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn it on, flip your switch. You're gonna turn the ignition on here. The pump is gonna run, and you just full throttle open. And it just turned on for me right now. So that's how you really check if your fan is working. I do recommend you get a fan if your bike doesn't come with the fan, because you know what, at the end of the day, heat is your enemy, and you want to make sure this bike lasts. I definitely want to make sure this bike lasts, and this will definitely last long if you keep the heat down and you take care of your engine. So if you like today's video, guys, please hit that like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you do subscribe, hit that bell notification. Every time I upload something to go to YouTube, will let you know. All right, let's start wrenching. Let's get this oil changed. It's gonna be a brand new bike once it's all done. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.